we knew we were leading up to it, how many different plans they had. Ironically, a boyfriend of mine wrote he's coming overseas, and I was, I guess I was doing guard duty at the stockade. I was stationed in England. I was doing guard duty at the, of course I know everybody that's in the stockade, not do much of a guard. And they finally told me, get in the other building, you know all these guys. And I go in there and they're planning the war, but I don't know it. And I would go there and I'm writing my boyfriend, I imagine this invasion is going to start probably by the first week of June. I understand the tides are just right. And I'm writing the invasion. And he got the letter that said, Dear Bill, sincerely Vic. They cut out everything I wrote. We went into, instead of flying directly into France, we went, it was a peninsula where the invasion was. And instead of flying from England to France, we flew around the back of it and came in from the other side with the idea of keeping the German reinforcements from getting to the beach. It was basically our job, two rivers in particular to cross, and either take the bridge or destroy them, one of the two. We wanted them intact if possible, so we could use them to leave the beach, but we also didn't want the Germans to be able to go into the beach. So that was get the bridges intact if possible, otherwise blow them. A few days later, we get a heavy shelling. That's another story. Another shelling, and my ears are just hurting and hurting, and my ears hurt and I can't hear and what have you, but there's nobody to complain to. We were so scattered, you know, there was no secretary there to complain, or no doctors, and we were so scattered. He says, you know, you'll be better, you know, that'll be better. And then a couple of days later, I was wounded in my, no, the left leg first, in the left leg. This area of France was hedgerow company. Have you heard that expression? Fields, maybe the size, smaller than a football field, I would say, smaller than a football field. And the French, it wasn't farm country, it was apples, Calvados, an apple liquor seemed to be the crop there. And these hedgerows in England, we knew of beautiful hedges, you know, type of thing, 4 foot high. And in France, the farmers, they built earth fences. And then they put the trees into the fence. And these were like, it took bulldozers to push your way through the so-called hedgerows there. So we were pinned into these hedgerows. You could lose 2 or 3 men to go 100 feet. You know, like that, just wind up laying in the field. $1 million wounds, as they used to call them. You're lucky you're wounded, but you're not dead, and you didn't lose a leg. And sometimes the luckiest guy got hit. You know, you were lucky if you were wounded because you might get killed an hour later.